I'm now delighted to introduce our speaker today, Mr. Eddie Wu. Eddie teaches mathematics at Cherrybrook Technology High School. He is a leader of mathematics growth for New South Wales Department of Education and works as the Education Ambassador for the University of Sydney. For the last 10 years, he has uploaded his everyday classroom lessons to his YouTube channel, WooTube, which has more than 1.5 million subscribers and 130 million views. Eddie is an alumnus of the university. He obtained his Bachelor of Education with Honours in 2007 and received the University of Sydney Outstanding Achievements for Young Alumni Award in 2017. In 2018, he was named Australia's Local Hero in the Australian of the Year Awards and listed as one of the top 10 teachers in the world by the Global Teacher Prize. He is an internationally published author, TV host, TED speaker, and Fellow of the Royal Society of New South Wales. Mr. Eddie Wu, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you back to the university, and I invite you to deliver the occasional address.
Deputy Chancellor Freudenstein, Professor Hayes, staff, distinguished guests, all of whom are so important, but who are really here to recognise the importance of you, the graduates, your friends and family on this special and momentous day. I too would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, because walking into these majestic university grounds for the first time in 2004 to begin my studies, it was clear that I was entering a place that had a long tradition of learning in community. And that's why I pay my respect to elders past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to all First Nations people here with us today. It's an enormous privilege for me to address you, and there are two things I want to impress upon you in the short time that I have to speak with you. First, I'd like to help you see your truly unique position in history and in our society. And second, I'd like to guide you on how you can use that position. Every graduate in this room is a bridge builder. I know some of you may be thinking I've wandered into the civic engineering graduation ceremony by mistake, but hear me out. Whether education, social work, or languages and cultures, each of you is building bridges. Some of you are building them between childhood and adulthood. Others are building them between diverse peoples and their perspectives on the world. All of us have studied and laboured so that we might know how to stand between worlds and knit them together through ideas, relationships, and dialogue. This is noble, important, and essential work. Our planet, despite being globalized through intertwining technologies and economies, is more polarized than ever. Our planet is marked in so many places by discord, misunderstanding, and conflict. Our planet is brimming with young people who are looking for a sense of meaningful identity and moral purpose, but floating in an ocean of competing voices from family, friends, societal structures, and social media. Those young people are often unsure how to find that identity and purpose. Our planet needs bridges, big ones between nations and small ones between neighbours. In the 15 years that I've been a teacher, I have loved building those bridges. I love connecting students with new knowledge. I love connecting young people with passions and interests they didn't know they'd have and leadership opportunities they didn't believe they were capable of. I love connecting parents with a different perspective of their own children that they haven't been able to see in all the bustle of trying to raise a family. But it's hard work, full of challenges, and it's been especially difficult over these last 3 years. As every profession has been doing, we've all been trying to find ways, new ways, to live and work in this global pandemic. On the one hand, you have people like me, busily devising solutions for how to function effectively through shifting health guidelines and how to make plans while maintaining a loose grip on those plans. And on the other hand, there are people like my students who've been on the receiving end of all that, passengers on a flight where we've been building the plane as we fly it. Many of us had less than 2 weeks to work out the nuts and bolts of how to provide online learning and how to provide services remotely that run on a completely different dynamic than when they are face-to-face. But this is where your uniqueness comes in. You see, when it comes to people building solutions and people receiving those solutions, you are uniquely both those groups of people. As you enter into life post-university, you will be at the forefront of designing and delivering new systems for how we live and work in this brave new world. And you know what it's like to live firsthand through that turmoil. You intimately understand the benefits and challenges of making life work in this context in a way that I never will. You inhabit both worlds by virtue of your lived experience. I said before that you all are bridge builders, but in fact, through your unique experiences, you are the bridges. So, how will you use that unique position? It's been said that the 2 most important days of your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. For me, that second day happened here at the university. I originally set out to become an English and history teacher because those are the subjects that I excelled at during school. But when I was enrolling, I encountered a professor who explained to me that there was and remains an acute shortage of mathematics educators in New South Wales, and indeed across the country and most of the Western world. That day, I changed my enrollment, and it sent me on an adventure that has enabled me to achieve things I never dreamed of, and has in turn led me to stand here before you today. Now, people sometimes ask me why I was so willing to make such a snap decision to dramatically change the course of my life. But for me, it wasn't a snap decision. You see, like many of you, I'm the child of migrants who moved to this country at great personal cost to open up opportunities for their children. And this is part of why I deeply feel the grateful burden of responsibility to take the educational riches I've received and use them to serve others. If the place where my service would be most valuable was in maths education, then actually it made intuitive sense for me to move in that direction. And the truth is, no matter how long you have been here, whether it's measured in years, generations, or millennia, everyone here in this room is a recipient of a marvelous treasure. That treasure is the learning journey that you have taken through this university, which has made you a different person to the one who first entered this campus. It's made you a better person. Now, there are 2 approaches for how you can use this treasure. 1, we can use that treasure merely for our own advancement. Or 2, we can use it to improve the lives of the communities around us and around the world. Now, this first approach will gratify you for a time. But the second approach will help you create a legacy that is bigger than you, that will outlast you, and will create opportunities in the future for more people just like you. The reason I've been able to do the things I've done is because I've always searched for ways to enrich others with the treasure that I've received, and I hope you do the same. Congratulations on all you've received. You've come an incredible distance and overcome immense obstacles to be here. But now, the real adventure begins. Go and build bridges through the work you do. Go and be bridges using all the knowledge and qualities that you've developed here at the university. Go and do it all in ways and places that enrich everyone you interact with. Thank you.